Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing a little Gucci get ready with me. I recently purchased a few makeup products from Gucci Beauty at Sephora, and I wanted to test them out on camera and let you guys know my thoughts and first impressions because they're expensive. And I do love some like luxury brands. Like I love Dior. Like Dior has some of my favorite makeup products. I do like Armani as well. So I wanted to see how Gucci, kind of compared to those. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to be using their new foundation, which a lot of you guys tagged me in their Instagram post and sent me their Instagram post asking if I would try it out. I'm using their foundation, their mascara, their bronzer, and some lip products. So if you guys are interested in seeing what's Gucci, then just keep watching. So first I'm going to go in with my primer, and this is from Armani, not Gucci. So I guess we're sticking with the designer luxury brand theme, but this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer. So I mentioned this in my 2020 beauty favorites. I tried it towards the end of the year and I just love it so much. It is a hydrating, blurring, luminous, whatever else-ness primer, and I love it. It's hydrating but smoothing and just makes everything last all day. And I believe that Gucci did come out with their own coordinating primer to go with the foundation, but since I already love the Armani one so much, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pass. So then I'm gonna go in with the Gucci foundation, which I'm very excited to try because it's Gucci and it's actually a lot more expensive than a lot of the other like high-end brands that I have. Like this is significantly more expensive than like my Dior foundation, which I love, and I believe it's more expensive than the Armani Luminous Silk foundation, which I also love. So I'm just thinking to myself, why is it so much more? But I'm thinking it's because of the packaging. So this is a beautiful glass frosted bottle with this like blush nude cap, and it's just very high-end and luxe and heavy. And so this is their Fluid Day Beauty natural finish fluid foundation. So on Sephora, this retails for $68 for 1 fluid ounce. So you're not getting like extra amounts of product or anything. And by the way, I am in the shade Fair Medium 250 Olive. And you guys know I love a good olive tone foundation, especially when it's like specifically labeled as olive. Like most brands just say like warm, neutral, or cool. So I like when a brand specifically has an olive range. It comes in 40 shades and it says it is a natural finish liquid foundation developed for normal, combination, and oily skin types that provides a flawless complexion and can be worn in multiple ways. Coverage is medium, finish is natural, and it is a liquid formulation. So it also says that it has polymer technology to provide a transforming texture for effortless application, soft focus powder technology. You guys know I love anything that says soft focus. Blurs the look of imperfections, large pores, and wrinkles. And glycerin for a moisturizing humectant that provides skin barrier function. And then lastly, it says it is a buildable formula which offers controlled coverage. This lightweight silky foundation is non-greasy, easy to apply, and creates a visibly unified complexion for wear that is comfortable on the skin all day long. Whew. So that is a lot of information, but basically it's saying it's better for normal to combination to oily skin types, which is me. I'm pretty normal to combination. I get slightly shiny throughout the day, but nothing extreme. So I'm thinking this is going to be more on like the matte side, just based on what I'm reading with like the soft focus powder technology. So we're going to see how it goes. So I'm just going to put a few pumps onto the back of my hand. So it's a liquidy texture, but as you can see, it's not runny. So it's liquid, but not like thin. Let's give this a try. And I'm using this brush from IT Cosmetics. It is their Radiant Foundation brush. And I always use a brush to apply my foundation or my hands. If you're new here, I never use a beauty blender to apply, just personal preference. So let's see how this goes. So right away, like the first thing I notice about this is that it has a fragrance to it. So if you're not into that, or if you're sensitive to that, keep that in mind. I don't really mind. My Dior foundation has a scent to it and it doesn't bother me. So that is not a deal breaker. The color match I feel like is pretty perfect for me. I am pretty pale these days in the wintry weather, and I'm not self-tanning, so this is like perfect for my natural color. And I apologize in advance if you're seeing any psoriasis patches or flakes. My skin just literally hates me in the wintertime. Like, my psoriasis just gets very angry. So that's what it looks like with one layer. I feel like it looks nice. Definitely like a medium coverage like it says. And I probably would leave it as is, but it does claim to be buildable. So I want to add just like a little bit to see how it does. So I'm going to do like a half a pump and probably just go in on my cheek area because it says that it's pore blurring and that's where my pores are. So we got to see if Gucci is telling us the truth. Is it gonna come out Gucci? Is it gonna come out Walmart? I mean, actually just kidding, because I work with Walmart all the time and I actually really love a lot of the stuff that they come out with, so that, just disregard everything I just said. So here it is with the second layer. I definitely don't feel like it blurred my pores or anything, but it's not accentuating them, so that is good. It is definitely drying down to a powdery-like finish. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but if you are on the dry side, I don't think you're gonna like this because I feel like that powdery finish might accentuate and stick to dry patches. So if you have any dryness, I don't think that this is gonna be your favorite foundation, but I don't mind that, and hopefully we'll see if it melts into the skin a little bit, because normally I don't really like how my foundation looks initially. I like it better once everything is melted into my skin a little bit and warmed up to the temperature of my body. So we will see, but it does feel very lightweight and like I'm not wearing anything, which is nice, because usually when a foundation is like powdery or like on the matte side, it can feel a little drying. So next I'm gonna go in with concealer, and I'm just gonna use my DIOR Forever Skin Correct Concealer in the shade 2N. I don't believe Gucci has come out with a concealer yet, and if they did, it wasn't on the website yet, so that's why I'm using this. And I actually like to mix two shades. So this is 2N, is 1W, just because I like a little bit of brightness in certain areas. So then I'm gonna go in and set that with my ILIA Soft Focus Powder. So nothing new is really happening at this point, but it's always nice to see how a foundation will play with my go-to products. Because if it doesn't go well with this powder, I'm not gonna ever use it. Then whatever is left in the cap, I kind of just take and press along like the perimeter of my face. So then I'm going to go in with bronzer, and this is the Gucci Poudre de Beauté Eclat Soleil bronzing powder. And I actually already owned this, but I had it in a different shade, and this shade was so horrible on me, so I'm hoping this shade will work a little better. So I picked this bronzer up during the summer, and this is shade 4. And it was just way too just warm tone. It just was not flattering. If you know me, you know I like more of like a golden, yellowy, olive-based bronzer. And so this is shade number 3, and I feel like it's a bit more neutral and a bit more golden. So I think this is gonna work out a lot better for me personally. So here are the two. As you can see, this one is darker, but it's definitely more warm and red tone, whereas this one is a little bit more neutral, and I think it's gonna pull a little bit more golden on my skin rather than like reddish. So there they are together. I definitely am getting founding father vibes with my low ponytail, but you know, just not having a good hair day. So this color is definitely a lot better for me. And there is some shimmer in here, which I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's a little bit of golden flecks in there, which I do not mind in a bronzer at all. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more on this flat brush from e.l.f. and just kind of sculpt a jawline that I do not have. I really don't know how much longer I'm gonna last as a founding father, because I just feel like I should be warning people that the British are coming, because what is this hairstyle? I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I would put my hair up, but then you would see my psoriasis even more. Ugh, I'm struggling. Okay, that is much better. I'm sorry if you hate my hair down, but I cannot look at hours of footage and editing of me looking like I belong in a colonial village. Like one of those actors like recreating historical moments in American history. I can't look like that. But anyways, I have to say I'm really loving this bronzer. The color of it is really nice on my skin, and I really like the pigmentation, and it's not seeming chalky, but I will say that I feel like the foundation, I don't know if you can see really here, but I feel like it's just looking kind of dry in my cheek area. Like it's just seeming a bit patchy and just not that great overall. And I have a luminous primer underneath, so I don't know why it's looking so dry and like feeling so dry. I set everything, but I feel like the bronzer in my cheek area did not go on very smooth, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But for $68, I just feel like I'm not impressed, and I'm just looking a little bit dry. But we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna use just one of my favorite blushes of the moment. This is the Burt's Bees Shy Pink Blush. This is obviously not from Gucci. This is in fact from Walmart, so I really like this. It's one of my favorite winter blush colors, like just like a nice cool pink. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of that bronzer and contour my nose. It does have a little bit of shimmer in there, but I don't feel like it's enough that it's going to make me look weird. And I usually just do this with my fingers, but my nails are so grown out that it just comes out a hot mess. So I'm just going to use this brush from BH Cosmetics. It's just a flat, like, concealer type brush. Then, as always, just popping that into my crease. And I don't have any new eyeshadows that I want to try out. I really am just not into eyeshadow these days. I pretty much just always just use bronzer and highlighter. And that's nothing new, and I feel like I say that in every video, but I'm just not a huge fan of eyeshadow these days, which probably is not a good thing considering I am a beauty guru, which is the worst word of all time, for sure. Then for my highlight today, I'm gonna use one of the colors from this trio from Cover FX. I really love this little palette. I love that it has like all of the highlighter tones you would want, like bronzy, champagne, and pinky. And these actually make really nice eyeshadows, so I'm going to use this like as shadow and for a highlight. So they're very metallic. And I'm gonna take the lightest color for my nose. And for my inner corner. And then just with my finger, I'm gonna take the bronze color. So before I go off camera and do my brows, I'm gonna buff my face. And I have to say, just by looking at my face, like this part of my face, like it's just looking so dry down here. Like, do you see this? It's just looking not ideal. So maybe buffing with this powder will help. But this is my Too Faced Born This Way complexion enhancing highlighting palette. I just like to take the soft focus color, and this is in the shade Tan, and I like to use this to buff my face after I go in and do my blush and bronzer and everything. It just makes everything very smooth looking. So maybe this will help us, but so far the Gucci is not living up to its name for me. So I feel like that definitely made a huge difference and made me feel better about this foundation. But for $68, no, I don't feel like you should be doing that to me. You should already be looking good before this step. So I'm gonna go off camera and do my brows really quick, and then we'll come back and do mascara. Okay, so I'm back with some brows. Now I'm gonna go in with mascara, and I love trying new mascaras. So this one is the Gucci Les Obscure mascara, and I actually really wanted to try this because my best friend, who's not a beauty influencer or anything like that, Tosh, she posted this on her stories and she said she really loved it. And actually, most of the time we hate the same mascaras. Like, she has very different lashes than me. Like, she has like long, curly, just beautiful eyelashes, and I just have to work for my lashes, okay? I have to curl them, I have to use lash serums, I have to do all of this stuff just to make them look mediocre. So we normally don't like the same mascaras, but she said she thought that I would like this, so we will see. But let me read you the claims for this. This is $35, by the way, which is not outrageously crazy. I feel like a lot of mascaras at Sephora are like in the 30s. So let's see what it says. It says it's a buildable mascara created with the ultimate formulation for a customized look from classic to bold. The flexible elastomer brush ensures ultimate comfort and ease of application, while the thin brush tip is designed to catch the smallest lashes at the top and bottom corners of the eye. This mascara delivers a long wearing finish of up to 12 hours. This is also a Allure Best of Beauty winner. So let me show you the brush. It is a small, kind of like rubbery plastic bristle brush. I personally tend to like smaller brushes just because they make less of a mess and I'm less likely to stab myself in the eyeball. So let's see how this goes. The brush definitely lets you get right at the root and like the base of the lash, which I like. So here's one coat, nice and natural looking, which I guess is why they say it's like customizable. So I'm gonna go to the other eye. The formula is not super wet, but it's not dry either. It's just kind of right in between. I like my lashes to be way more noticeable than this, so I'm gonna go in with another one. So here's both eyes. This is like my good eyelash eye on this side. So this side looks really, really nice. This one always looks like a little bit clumpier and shittier. So that is nothing new, but I feel like this formula is really nice. It gave me good volume and length. I probably will have to go back in and curl my lashes again once they're dry. I mean, I pretty much always do that, but this formula is a little bit wetter, so I feel like it's gonna weigh my lashes down a little bit. But I did really like the brush, and I didn't make too much of a mess. Like, I did make a mess, but not as crazy as I do sometimes with like bigger brushes. So far I do like this. So before I go in with my Gucci lipstick, I'm gonna go in and prime with Marc Jacobs. I guess everything in this video is designer, but this is my Marc Jacobs Nudist Lip Liner in the shade Au Coco. It's one of my favorites. So then for lipsticks, I have two that I picked up from Gucci. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use or if I'm going to use both, but these are the Rouge à la Lèvres Matte and Voile. My French is terrible. Pardon my French. But this is the matte formula, and this is like the sheer formula. But again, the packaging, this is why you're buying Gucci makeup, for this packaging right here. Like this bullet, how gorgeous. And then this one is just like the most romantic, almost like Bridgerton vibes. So the matte one is this really pretty nude shade, and this one is called Penny Beige. There it is, swatched in my hand. It's very brown and fleshy looking, like it almost looks like the color of my bronzer. So we're gonna go in with this and see how we like it. My dry, chapped lips are not gonna appreciate this, but it is very matte, but it's creamy at the same time, which is nice. Like usually a matte lipstick, you can't really rub your lips together. But this is very nude. I feel like it's kind of making me look like a corpse because it's just so flesh toned. It's like a little bit too monochromatic for me. So the formula is nice. It doesn't feel bad on my lips, but it looks bad on my lips because no matter like how much chapstick I apply, my lips are not going to look like just perfectly plump and smooth. So this formula is not really doing much for the look of my lips, and the color isn't really doing much for me either, but hopefully what will save us is applying this over top. So this is the sheer one, and it is in the shade Hold Your Man. Just kind of like a peachy nude. So there it is right there. It has like a nice amount of color, but it's more of like a sheen. So I'm gonna apply this maybe over top. No, we're gonna need to remove that other color first. Hold on. Okay, so let's try that again. So here's what this color looks like. It's definitely more flattering on me, I think, more comfortable, and my lips look less offensive. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with this one. And I don't know, this packaging is just giving me a nice springy, warm feeling. So I'm gonna go and curl my eyelashes again. I always do this. I know this is so like cringy for some people, but I feel like it makes such a big difference. And as long as you do it when it's dry, no harm done. Don't quote me. Do not sue me if something bad happens to you. But I mean, why would I not do that? What are you talking about? Why would I not do that? This is the Lancome lash curler, by the way. I lost my beloved Surratt lash curler, which I love, and it's like $40, so I'm not happy about that. But it just makes a huge difference. Like a huge difference. So that is going to finish up this makeup look. Let's do a quick recap on Gucci. Because Gucci, I feel like you let me down a little bit. Like my skin doesn't look bad now that it's like settled in a little bit, but I feel like it's definitely settling into any kind of expression lines that I have, and it's just not... It's not looking like anything impressive. I wouldn't say it's bad, but maybe better for more oily skin types. But I feel like for me, it's just kind of not doing it for me. So for $68, you didn't impress me. Christian Dior has an edge, okay? So if you're looking for a designer foundation, I would go with Dior, either Backstage Face and Body or Dior Skin Glow. Skin Glow is so good if you're looking for full coverage. It's so good. But Gucci, I don't know. I wasn't wowed. I was not wowed. But on a more positive note, I did really like pretty much everything else in this video. The bronzer, I'm definitely going to be using this a lot more, even though it is extremely expensive and I'm going to be like not wanting to use this on lazy days. But I really, really liked the formula of this, the color of this, and I just am a big fan. And I love bronzer. It's like one of my favorite steps of makeup. So whenever I find a good one, I'm always happy. So this one I do really like, shade number 3. And then the mascara, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with this. It's very black. I liked that it gave me volume and length, and it doesn't seem to be like crumbling all over my face already. Sometimes like I can already tell it's gonna be crumbling all the way off, like especially after I go in and curl my lashes for a second time. If it starts to be crumbly then I know it's just going downhill. So I'm pleasantly surprised like this. Me and Tosh usually hate the same mascaras, so this I definitely will continue to use. And then lastly, I really do like the color and the formula of this lipstick. I think it looks really nice, just paired with a nice like darker lip liner to add some dimension. It feels really comfortable on the lips, and the packaging is just the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I need to go to a tea party and be fancy and British with this. So overall, I don't feel like this video was a total bust. I feel like if anything, it's kind of good that I didn't love this foundation, because then maybe it will save you guys some money and you won't shell out almost $70 for a foundation, but maybe it'll work better for you guys. Let me know if you guys would ever try any Gucci makeup or any luxurious designer makeup. Let me know if you like these types of videos, or if you think I should just stick with drugstore affordable makeup. Let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
But I, honest to God, feel like I have an addiction to winged eyeliner. Like, I don't have my wings on, and I feel like I'm having uncomfortable feelings about it. Like, once you start wearing a wing on a regular basis, it just hits real different once you don't have that wing. Like, that little black line, or that little dark brown line, it just adds so much. And now I just feel like I'm not myself. It's like taking a lot out of me not to just add that little line. Mary had a little lamb, and she had a little line. Her line was dark as coal. And everywhere that Mary went, that line was sure to go. It was sure to go. I'm going to write a nursery rhyme book all about makeup that you can read to your children. I'm not, but I should, because someone's going to take this idea, they're going to run with it, and they're going to run all the way to the freaking bank. And I'm just going to be sitting here with my jacked up, winged linerless eyes.